Little Witch Goes to School. Little Witch was bored. There was nobody to play with, except her cat Bow Wow and her bat Scrubby, and they were bored too. Little Witch went into the kitchen. There was Mother Witch making spaghetti and mouse balls. There was nobody to play with, Little Witch told Mother Witch. Everybody's starting school today except me. I'm bored. I miss my friends. Good, said Mother Witch. I like it when you complain. Go find Aunt Nasty and Aunt Grouchy. Maybe they can teach you to be mean. I'm not very good at being mean, said Little Witch. Well, try harder, screamed Mother Witch. Aunt Nasty was on the roof with Aunt Grouchy. They were throwing smelly old egg at the mailman. You always bring junk, screamed Aunt Nasty. Little Witch felt sorry for him. She said a magic spell. Soapy dopey, eggy free. You're as clean can be. Zap! The mailman was clean. Party pooper! Shrieked Aunt Grouchy. Go away, Little Witch. Little Witch went back inside. Aunt Grouchy told me to go away. What can I do now, Mother Witch? Go find Cousin Dippy, said Mother Witch. She's always doing something stupid. Maybe you can help him. Maybe you can help. Cousin Dippy was in the yard. The leaves are falling off the tree, so I'm taping them back on. Cousin Dippy doesn't understand about fall, Little Witch whispered to Bow Wow. The leaves are supposed to fall off. Little Witch went into the kitchen again. Can I please go to school? She begged. No, and never say please, yelled Mother Witch. What if I promise to be good? Asked Little Witch. You are already too good, screamed Mother Witch. Okay, said Little Witch quietly. What if I promise to be bad? Mother Witch looked up. Her witchy eyes twinkled. Deal, said Mother Witch. The next morning, Little Witch got ready for school. Aunt Grouchy and Aunt Nasty gave her a wormy apple for the teacher. Cousin Dippy gave her a box of crayons. Mother Witch gave her a lunchbox full of candy. This will help your teeth rot, she said. Remember to be bad, don't make any new friends, and don't learn anything. I'll try, Mother Witch, said Little Witch. See you later, everybody. When Little Witch got to school, she saw her friends, Molly, Sam, and Marcus. Here I am, said Little Witch. The teacher's name was Miss Brooks. She was shocked to see Little Witch in her classroom, but she was very polite. We have a new student today, she told the class. Can you tell her your names? One by one, everyone said their names. Why are you dressed as a witch, dear? Asked Miss Brooks. She looked worried. Because I am a witch, said Little Witch proudly. But there are no real witches, said Miss Brooks. Oh, yes, there are, cried Millie. Show her, Little Witch. The Little Witch said a magic spell. Flippity-dippity witch's broom, watch me fly around this room. Whoosh! Little Witch flew around and around the classroom. Miss Brooks gasped. She had never seen a real witch before. That's amazing, cried Cherry. Can you teach us to fly too? What? Shrieked Miss Brooks. Don't worry, said Little Witch. I'll take everyone for a ride after school. School is much more fun than flying. Miss Brooks was very relieved to hear that. Here is an apple for you, Miss Brooks, said Little Witch. Suddenly, the warmth popped out. Miss Brooks screamed. "I'll fix it in a jiffy," the little witch. She said these magic words. "Junky monkey stinker rooser, this old apple is a loser." Poof! The wormy apple was gone. In its place was a banana. "I hope you like bananas," said Little Witch. Little Witch looked around the classroom. Each child had a cubby for put things in. "This cubby is yours," said Miss Brooks, told Mother Witch. Little Witch. "Wow," said Little Witch. "I never had a cubby before. And I never had a little witch in my classroom before," said Miss Brooks. "You do now," said Little Witch happily. "Everyone sit in a circle," said Miss Brooks. "Whose job is to feed fish today?" "Cherry and Mary," said Marcus. "They like to do things together," he told Little Witch. "What will my job be?" asked Little Witch. "You may clean up the floor after art class," said Miss Brooks. "Thank you," cried Little Witch. "I love to clean up." Art came next. Miss Brooks let everyone draw pictures. Little Witch used her crayons from Cousin Dippy, but something was not right. "Oh dear," said Little Witch. "The blue one draws in green. The green one draws in purple. The yellow one draws in blue. They're all mixed up just like Cousin Dippy." "I'll trade you," said Willie. "Your crayons are much more fun." "Deal," said Little Witch. "I always wanted a real crayon." When it was time to clean up, Little Witch said some magic words. "Ickety stickety messy floor, you're as clean as you were before." Poof! The floor was clean. Everyone clapped, even Miss Brooks. After art, it was time to eat lunch. Look what Little Witch has in her lunchbox," cried Mary. "It's candy," cried Cherry. "Yes," said Little Witch sadly. "Mother Witch always gives me candy for lunch." "Let's trade," said Cherry. "If you give us your candy, we will each give you a half sandwich." "Deal," said Little Witch happily. "I never get a sandwich for lunch." After lunch came recess. Miss Brooks let everyone play in the yard. Cherry and Mary and Willie and Mark Walter showed Little Witch how to play games she had never played before. They played hopscotch and tag and hide and seek and Simon Says. In the afternoon, Miss Brooks read a story out loud. It was about a tiny girl named Thumbelina. Then the children made up their own story. It was about a tiny boy named Pinky. Miss Brooks wrote down the words. "Tomorrow we can make our own book," said Miss Brooks. "Great idea," said Esther. Then all the children agreed. Then it was time to go home. Little Witch was so sorry that school was over. She began to cry. "Don't worry," said Miss Brooks. "You can come back tomorrow." Little Witch stopped crying. "I forgot about tomorrow. I feel much better now. Goodbye, everybody." "Wait," cried Cherry. "You promised us a ride." "Oops, you're right," said Little Witch. "But first, we need an extra long broomstick." Little Witch said, "Roomy, broomy, stringy cheese, I need a 10-feet broomstick, please." In a flash, she was holding the longest broomstick ever. "Hop on," said Little Witch. "Now we need a flying spell," said Little Witch. She said, "Twinkle, twinkle, Frenchy fry, now we're flying in the sky." With a loud whoosh, they took off. They flew over towns and around tall buildings. They flew over the ocean. They flew all the way to Paris, and then they flew over and under the London Bridge. At last, done, they landed in front of Little Witch's house. There was Mother Witch waiting on the porch. "Who are all these children?" said Mother Witch. "These are my friends from school," said Little Witch. "I told you not to make any friends," screamed Mother Witch. "Send them home and go to bed." Little Witch said a spell. "Snuggly wuggly sleepyheads, send my friends into their beds." Poof! The friends were gone. Little Witch felt very sad. Mother Witch came into Little Witch's room. Little Witch hid under the covers. "You broke your promise," said Mother Witch. "I know," said Little Witch. "It's bad to break promise," said Mother Witch. "I know," said Little Witch. Then Mother Witch smiled and said, "You see, you were bad after all. I'm proud of you, Little Witch." Mother Witch hugged Little Witch. "Good night," said Mother Witch. "I hope you have lots of bad dreams." But Little Witch had a good dreams all night about her wonderful day at school.